Hey, welcome back, you guys. I'm Alice, and this is your space for straight from the cards truth. No fluff, just what's actually coming through. Today, we're talking about real shifts in your money and your work, a man who is either showing up or coming back around, fast moving energy that's going to require you to act quickly, and an inner transformation already underway, whether you fully clocked it yet or not. Drop a comment if any of that landed. Let's get into it. And I want you to really receive this one. This is not a maybe or a someday. This is already in motion. We have the Star card paired with the Ace of Pentacles. And the moment I flipped these, I felt, finally, like the cards were exhaling on your behalf. The Star card is one of the most quietly powerful cards in the entire tarot. A woman kneeling at the edge of still water, pouring from two vessels. One into the water, one onto the earth. Above her, 8 stars. The largest one blazing at the center. The sky is open, there is no storm, just calm, vast, unhurried hope. This is the card that arrives after difficulty, after a long stretch of carrying more than you should have had to carry. The star does not promise ease, it promises renewal. It says, the worst of it is behind you. What is coming now has a different quality, lighter, cleaner, more yours. The financial stress you've been carrying, heavier than most people around you even realize, that chapter is closing. Debts that felt like a constant low-level weight, the path to clearing them is opening. Your work situation is improving, a new opportunity, overdue recognition, a more consistent income stream. The star doesn't show up for temporary wins. It shows up when something is being restored to what it was always meant to be. Paired with the Ace of Pentacles, a single golden coin extended like a gift, a garden path opening into space. The message is clear. A new financial beginning is either already in your hands or about to be placed there. The hand is extended. The coin is there. Stay open, even if it arrives in packaging that surprises you. What's coming is not a patch, it's a foundation. And it is closer than it has ever been. This one made me smile the moment it came out. It is not warning you about anything, it is just celebrating you. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and she landed here like she owned the room, which honestly she does. She sits on a throne surrounded by a lush garden, a golden pentacle in her lap, gazing at it with quiet, unhurried tenderness. Not showing it off, just tending to it the way you tend to something you built yourself and genuinely love. That is you. The Queen of Pentacles has built a life that feels good to her. Warm, nourishing, hers. Not because someone gave her permission, but because she knows her own worth. Her independence is not born from disappointment. It is born from genuine self-knowledge. Some of you have been told, directly or indirectly, that wanting comfort is indulgent, that caring about beautiful things is shallow. The Queen of Pentacles is setting that idea firmly aside. You are allowed to buy the flowers, light the candle, want a home that feels like a sanctuary. That is not a flaw. That is a gift. And running right alongside her, I pulled the 9 of Pentacles as well. A woman completely at ease in her own company, in a vineyard she cultivated herself. Not loneliness, solitude that is chosen and savored. Together these cards are saying, your self-sufficiency is real, your standards are real, and they belong to you, not to anyone who benefits from your competence, not to a relationship that hasn't matched your level. The Queen of Pentacles does not wait to be chosen. She has already chosen herself. Go tend your garden. There is tenderness here, but there is also history. The cards are not going to let us skip past the history to get to the good part. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords together. The Knight of Pentacles is the still one. Every other knight is charging somewhere. This one is stopped, seated on a patient draft horse, studying a single pentacle. Steady, deliberate, present. This is a man, or a masculine energy, entering or re-entering your life. No grand gestures, no poetry. What this energy offers instead is something rarer. Reliability, follow through, showing interest through action, not words. And specifically, there may be real practical help on the way, the kind with no strings. A burden you've been carrying alone, there is someone who wants to help you carry it. Let them show up, even if it feels unfamiliar. But we cannot talk about this energy without the 3 of Swords. 3 swords through a heart, a stormy sky, rain, just the wound, saying, this happened, this hurt, and it was real. There was a breakup, a disappointment, something that didn't end cleanly and left a mark. The Three of Swords is not here to reopen that. It's here because the cards won't let you move into what's coming without acknowledging what happened. You are not the same person who walked into that situation before. The past wound is not a reason to close the door. It is a reason to walk through it differently. Eyes open, at your own pace. And here's what I know. That pain did not come from someone who moved like the Knight of Pentacles. It came from something exciting but unstable. Something that promised more than it delivered. This energy is the opposite of that. The pain was real. The healing is real. And this new energy is real too. All three things can be true at the same time. This energy is asking you to let it show you what it looks like when someone actually stays. And here's where it gets interesting. The energy shifts completely. Everything we've looked at so far has been grounded, steady, personal. This card is about the outside world, and the outside world is about to start moving very quickly. We have the Eight of Wands, and it landed here like a starting gun. The Eight of Wands is one of the only cards in the entire tarot with no human figure at all. Just 8 wands cutting through open sky at a steep diagonal. No obstacles, no resistance. Pure forward motion, speed. That is what is coming into your life. This is the card of news arriving fast. Situations that go from 0 to decided in a very short window. A message or call you weren't expecting. An offer that needs a fast decision. An opportunity in your work or finances that won't wait while you deliberate. And one or more of these is coming, possibly at the same time. And running right alongside it is the Page of Wands, a young figure standing alone in an open landscape, holding a wand upright with this look of pure, uncomplicated excitement. No strategy, no second guessing, just ready. There's something almost contagious about this energy. The news that is coming, it arrives with that exact feeling. Like a spark that lands and immediately wants to become a flame. That's the quality of what's headed your way. Not just an opportunity that wakes something up in you the moment it arrives. Fast-moving energy can feel disorienting if you've been in a period of stillness, but the Eight of Wands doesn't show up to overwhelm you. It shows up because you are ready. The inner work, the groundwork, that was the preparation. The universe is saying, it's time to move. Resist the urge to slow it down out of fear. Resist the urge to look for the catch before you've even felt the possibility. You've spent enough time being careful. Sometimes the brave thing is to just say yes while the door is open. When the moment comes, move. And I think there is still a part of you carrying something. The residue of people who have not wished you well, who pushed against you, stirred things up, tried to make your life harder than it needed to be. This card is here specifically for that. We have the Seven of Wands and the Sun. The Seven of Wands, a figure on elevated ground holding a wand defensively, while 6 others push up from below, outnumbered, under pressure. And here is what most people miss. The figure is on higher ground, still standing. That is what you have been doing. There have been people, more than one, who have been a source of active, deliberate opposition in your life. The kind that required you to constantly defend your space, your decisions, your peace. The Seven of Wands sees every moment you held your ground when it would have been easier to collapse. That sustained pressure left a mark. A hypervigilance, a way of moving with your guard slightly up. And the Sun is asking you to start setting that down, because the season that required it is ending. The sun, a radiant sky, a child on a white horse, arms wide open, sunflowers in full bloom, no shadows, no fine print, just light. The people working against you are going to lose their power over your life, not through a dramatic confrontation, because the sun is rising. And when it rises fully, shadows don't fade. They simply disappear. Their power was always borrowed. As you step into everything, this reading has confirmed that borrowed power gets returned. They lost. They just do not know it yet. But here's what matters most. The Seven of Wands pressure did something the opposition never intended. It made you stronger. The resistance meant to stop you became the thing that built you. Every time you held that position when someone tried to push you off it, you got more rooted. The sun is your graduation, your clearing, your full step into the light. Now let it in, all of it. You have earned every ray. This is the most intimate card in this entire reading. Everything else has been about the world around you. This card is about what is happening inside you. Right now, in the place that doesn't have words yet. We have the Death card and the Ace of Wands before anyone reacts, and stay with me. This combination is not dark. It is one of the most powerful pairings I have seen in a long time. And I'll say what I always say when this card comes up. It almost never means what people think it means. The Death card points to transformation, the kind that requires something to end completely before something new can begin. An ending so final that the person who walks out is genuinely not the same person who walked in. That is what is happening to you. You are shedding a version of yourself built under circumstances that required you to be smaller, more guarded, more accommodating than you actually are. That version kept you safe. But those circumstances have changed. The Death card doesn't ask for your permission, it shows up to tell you what is already happening. The second card in this pair is the Ace of Wands, and it changes everything. A single hand holding a wand upright, leaves and sparks flying off it. Pure potential, pure ignition, inner fire reigniting, not returning to what it was, but burning differently now, with more intention, more heat. Together, these cards are telling a story. Something is ending inside you so that something else can begin, not sequentially, but simultaneously. Have you noticed that lately, that you are not reacting the way you used to? That things that would have destabilized you 6 months ago are landing differently? That your tolerance for certain dynamics has quietly fundamentally changed? That's the Death card, the old architecture coming down. And the Ace of Wands is the fire that was always underneath. It never went out, it just got covered over. Some days it burns bright, other days it flickers, and you wonder if you imagined it. You did not. It is real, and it is yours. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming someone true. And that person, she is just getting started. And then there's this card, and it stopped me. After everything we've moved through, this one arrives like a hand on your shoulder, a reminder that you are not doing any of this alone. We have the High Priestess and the World card together. Now, you might be thinking, wait, didn't a stability card already show up earlier in this reading? It did, but the World card here is speaking a completely different language. Where the earlier cards were about external resources arriving, the World card in this position is about something older and deeper. Completion, protection, and the sense that you are being held by something much larger than circumstances. Same deck, entirely different message. That's the tarot for you. The High Priestess sits between two pillars, one black, one white, at the threshold between the visible world and the hidden one, completely still. Ancient, knowing, she does not perform her power, she simply holds it. She is appearing as a mirror. You have access to something that cannot be explained in ordinary terms, a knowing that arrives before the evidence, an awareness of what is real underneath what is being performed. You have always had this. But the High Priestess shows up when that gift is beginning to open more fully. You have been noticing it, the moments when you know something without being able to explain how, the dreams that land with unusual weight, the thought about someone followed almost immediately by contact from them. That is your intuition activating at a level it hasn't before. As the guarded, closed-off version of you releases, those channels open wider. You are starting to hear it clearly. And then there's the World card, a dancing figure at the center of a laurel wreath, the four corners of existence surrounding her. This is the card of full circle completion, of being held within something whole. In this position, it speaks to ancestral protection, the kind that comes from lineage, from prayers spoken long before you were born by people who loved someone who would eventually become you. The jealousy directed at you is not reaching you the way it was intended to. Something is deflecting it. Your discernment is its own form of protection. As your intuition sharpens, you become increasingly difficult to deceive, able to sense when something is off before it shows itself. You can feel it, can't you? That sense of being held, still here, still standing, still intact in ways that perhaps even surprise you sometimes. That is not luck. That is the World card. Roots so deep the storm passes over without taking you down. Stop explaining away the moments when you feel guided. Stop minimizing the knowing. The protection is real. The gift is real. Both of them are yours. I want to take a breath before this one because the energy here is tender. Hopeful in a way you have been afraid to let yourself feel for a while. We have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups together. The Ace of Cups, An ornate chalice, overflowing, held out from a cloud, water pouring in 5 streams, a dove descending, below a lotus-covered lake, open and still and waiting. The cup is offered to whoever is ready to receive it, to whoever has cleared enough space inside themselves that something new can fill it. The Ace of Cups is the purest love card in the entire tarot. Not just romantic love, love as a force, the very first moment of something real and lasting. When this card arrives, it's not speculative, the cup is being held out right now. Your heart has been in a protective posture for a while. That made sense, but the Ace of Cups is extending the cup anyway, not because the risk is gone, but because you are different now. You have the High Priestess discernment, the Seven of Wands resilience, the Death card clarity. You are not walking in undefended, you are walking in transformed. The second card in this pair is the Two of Cups, and it's a beautiful one. 2 figures facing each other, each holding a cup, exchanging them as equals, at the same level, eye to eye, cup to cup. That is what is coming for you, not infatuation, not one person pursuing while the other keeps distance. Genuine, reciprocal connection. Both people showing up, choosing clearly without games. The cards are showing me 2 possibilities here. Someone new, a clean slate, an emotional beginning with no weight from before. Or a reconnection with someone from your past who returns differently. Both people changed enough that what is being offered now is genuinely not what was offered before. I cannot tell you which is yours, but both possibilities agree. The love coming is equal, reciprocal, and real. The clearing has to happen first. The new cup requires a free hand, and you are getting there. Let yourself want this. It is coming. Some of you are going to feel this one land somewhere very specific. Not in your chest, somewhere deeper, somewhere older. The place where you keep things that have been unresolved so long, you almost stop believing they would ever resolve. We have the Ten of Swords and the Judgment card together. The Ten of Swords, a figure face down, 10 swords in their back, a stormy sky. But on the horizon, and this is what most people miss, the sun is rising, a thin line of gold above the water, dawn, coming whether the storm agrees or not. This is the card of an ending that has fully completed itself, not winding down, a total final ending. The swords are already in. It is done. There is a situation in your life, you know what it is, that has been dragging, something that should have ended cleanly a long time ago but kept stretching out, resurfacing in new forms, quietly exhausting you. The Ten of Swords is saying, this is the last time, the final cycle, it is done. And then there's the Judgment card, the Archangel Gabriel blowing a trumpet from the clouds. Below, figures rising from coffins, arms outstretched, faces upturned, as if every cell in their body has been waiting for exactly this sound. The Judgment card is a call to rise after something has ended, a moment when the accumulated weight of everything finally resolves into clarity, when you can see what the long, difficult chapter was actually for. The Ten of Swords says, it is over. The Judgment card says, now rise. The karmic account is settled. The cycle has run its full course. Whatever has been dragging does not have to drag anymore. Not because you forced a resolution. Because the cycle genuinely, structurally completed itself. These endings don't always feel triumphant. Sometimes they feel like a quiet, bone-deep relief that's almost indistinguishable from grief. You are allowed to feel that weight. You are allowed to grieve the version of events where it didn't have to be this hard. But the Judgment card is not interested in keeping you in that grief. The figure who stays in the coffin after the trumpet sounds is simply choosing not to receive what is being offered. You have carried this long enough, you have paid what was owed, and the fact that you are still here, still standing, still seeking, that's not a small thing. That's the whole point, full stop. The cycle is complete, the account is settled, and now that the cycle has closed, now that your hands are finally free, the last card is asking, okay, so what do you do with all of this? This is the one I want you to sit with the longest. Everything else in this reading described what is moving toward you and what is moving out. This card is about what is being asked of you, the advice, the instruction. We have the Five of Cups and the Six of Pentacles together. The Five of Cups, a figure in a dark cloak before 3 spilled cups, head down, staring at what was lost. And behind them, 2 cups still standing, full, upright, untouched. They cannot see them because they haven't turned around yet. The Five of Cups is pointing to guilt, not the guilt of genuinely harming someone, the quieter, more insidious kind. The guilt of wanting things for yourself, of needing. The guilt trained into you by a lifetime of being the one who gives, who holds, who absorbs. The guilt that whispers, you are being selfish, your needs are a burden, you know this guilt. And the cards are asking you gently but clearly to turn around. Not to pretend the spilled cups didn't happen, but to turn your attention toward what is still standing. Because there is so much still standing, and running right alongside that is the Six of Pentacles, a merchant distributing coins, a perfectly balanced scale in one hand. And look at him carefully. He is not on his knees alongside the people he is helping. He is standing, giving from a position of wholeness, not depletion. You are a giver. That is one of the most beautiful things about you. But somewhere along the way, the giving became unbalanced. You gave until you were running on empty and then gave a little more. You said yes when every part of you was already exhausted. The Six of Pentacles is not asking you to stop giving. It is asking you to let yourself receive, to allow help to arrive without deflecting it, to hold out your cup and let it be filled without guilt. And underneath both of these, the third piece. Be honest with yourself about what you actually want, not what you should want, not what would be easiest for the people around you, what you actually want in your life, in love, in your work, in your future. And the cards are asking now, just you, what do you want? That question is not selfish, it is necessary. None of what this reading promised will land the way it's meant to if you are still making yourself small inside it. Let go of what spilled, turn toward what is still standing, receive with the same generosity you have always given, and be radically, finally honest with yourself about what you want your life to look like. Because the life trying to reach you right now looks exactly like what you want. You just have to be willing to say so. Okay, let's bring this home. This reading, from the very first card to the very last, told one single unified story. You are standing at the threshold of something genuinely new, a real life-level shift that has been building beneath the surface longer than you probably realize. The cards didn't show someone waiting for their life to begin. They showed someone whose life is already in motion, already turning, already opening, who simply needed to hear it confirmed out loud. The financial pressure is lifting. The Star card and Ace of Pentacles are not showing a temporary fix. They are showing a restoration. The stability that felt just out of reach is becoming your new normal. The love coming toward you is equal and reciprocal. The Two of Cups, two people choosing each other clearly without games. The Ace of Cups, the cup is overflowing and being held out to you right now. You are more ready for it than you have ever been. The people who stood against you, they lost. The sun rising after the Seven of Wands season is not a maybe. Their borrowed power is being returned. Their shadows cannot survive what is coming. The transformation inside you is real. The Death card releasing what no longer fits. The Ace of Wands igniting what was always there. The High Priestess confirming your intuition, your protection, your gift. It is opening, trust it, all the way. And the long dragging cycle, the Ten of Swords and the Judgment card, were the clearest pulls in this entire reading. That chapter completed itself. The account is settled. The only direction is forward. A new beginning in love, financial stability arriving, victory over opposition, a transformation fully underway, a karmic cycle finally closed, and one clear instruction: let go of the guilt, receive what is being offered, and be honest about what you want. That's what the card said today. A few words just for you. You are not here by accident. You are here because something in you was ready to hear that what you've been sensing is real, that the shift is real, that the tiredness is not weakness. It is the natural exhaustion of someone who has been carrying too much for too long and is finally being given permission to put it down. You were not built for guilt and self-erasure. You were built for open hands, for the balanced scale, for love that does not require you to make yourself smaller to receive it. The version of you emerging right now, the one who knows what she wants and is slowly, bravely starting to say so, she has been trying to come forward for a long time. The cards are not introducing someone new. They are reflecting back someone who was always there, waiting for the right moment to step fully into the light. That moment is now, not next year, not after everything is perfectly resolved. Now, With the cycle closed behind you and a genuinely open chapter in front of you, release the guilt. Turn toward what is still standing. Let yourself be loved. Let yourself want what you want, out loud, without apology. What is meant for you is already in motion. And you, exactly as you are right now, are more than enough to receive it. And that, you guys, is what the cards had to say today. Financial stability arriving, a transformation fully underway, victory over the people who stood against you, love that meets you as an equal, a karmic cycle fully and finally closed, and a closing permission slip. Let go of the guilt, receive what is being offered, and stop standing in the way of your own life. That's the reading, and it was a beautiful one. If any part of this landed, drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Your words keep this channel going, and they mean more than I can say. Thank you for being here, for showing up for yourself in this way. That takes real courage. Take care of yourselves out there, protect your energy, trust your knowing, and remember, the chapter that just closed cannot reopen. The only direction now is forward, and forward is looking very, very good for you. Sending you all so much love. See you in the next one.